Hello there everybody, it is still not exactly 7 PM, but we can just as well get started since I'm just sitting there looking at the clock, and honestly there's still some things we need to do before we can get started. So as usual, on the Fencer, if you were in the last couple of streams, you probably know that we are currently chasing after the fabled weapon that is EP, whatever you're supposed to call that rapier knockoff. In any case, we're farming a single swarmer, and in order to farm him properly, we always need to prepare ourselves a little bit. The reason why there wasn't a stream for almost a month, obviously, is because the Hive Outpost would not spawn, and that is pretty much our only semi-safe and doable way of obtaining any weapons, honestly, at this point. So, that's what we are going to be working on today. I can see there's already a couple of people watching, so welcome and thanks for joining me today. Yeah, I miss the times when I had a regular audience, when this challenge only just started. Kind of blew it with the regularity of the streams, so I have only myself to blame, but hopefully some more people come soon to join us as well. Yeah, and I am also starting early today, which doesn't really help at all, but yeah, it is what it is. I can't really stream for too long today. I think it's going to be at most 2 hours. In any case, if there is somebody who hasn't seen this character yet, which is possible, I suppose. This is my no-bug challenge, a challenge in which I play Tibia without carrying anything in my bug slot. And yeah, which means I can't really pick up anything other than items that I'm going to instantly use, equip, etc. Alright, so here's my secret stash of cheese. We're going to be visiting this place every now and then. And of course, I'm going to keep the cheese on top. Did I keep it on top? Yeah, I kept it on top. So, other than that, I'm also going to need some life rings, but not right now. The Swarmer, it's not that incredibly tough, so I should be able to kill at least one without a life ring on. But we will see how it goes. And also, since the Hive Outpost is insanely rare, and we have been waiting over a month for it to spawn. I mean, I didn't check every day, I skipped like 3, maybe 4 days, but I have on pretty good grounds that it didn't spawn for over a month on Sakura. So, since it is a rare occurrence, I'm going to use some of those daily reward prey cards. Honestly, I can use it either right now or never at this point, so I just want to be done with this part of the grind, so that we can do something that doesn't rely on RNG so much, and we need loot bonus, and there we go. Alright, that cost us like almost 13, was it? Well, doesn't matter. Hopefully it drops really soon. Alright, so let's hope for some good hits. These guys can deal like insane damage with their shots, so we don't want to see those. And let's see. 77 gold coins, obviously we can't pick any of those up. I'm going to leave them over here on the ground. Alrighty then. So, let's keep talking about the challenge, I guess, while I still remember what I wanted to say. It's probably going to change very soon, but yeah, you know how these streams go. I get a little bit off topic and then I can never really keep a topic going. Still, this character, right? For a moment, actually a long while, I've been contemplating whether this challenge is going to work or not, in terms of obviously being able to stream, right? I mean, I have been rather stubborn with... Yeah, I turned off many sounds. Let me just finish the thought. I've been rather stubborn with wanting to drop the EP first. There's probably things that I could have done in the meantime to keep things going, but I really wanted to get this weapon out of the way, right? And besides, I really didn't expect it to be this rare, and yeah, that's how we got here. So hopefully today, if not, I will either start a different streaming character, or maybe I'll just find something else that we can do on this guy. I mean, there's many things that we can do, in fact, so yeah, stay tuned for that, I suppose. I'll try to do some more streams in the nearest future. Actually, no, because next week I'll be going on a trip, so yeah, no streams for the entire week, but after that, yes, I do promise some streams, sometimes. When it comes to the sounds, let me show you my options. The options that I have are basically for my other character that I am working on. I play that guy very AFK, and I only want to know whether something is attacking me or not. So the only noises that I have turned on is creature noises and attacks and spells of the creatures. My own damage, as you can see, is disabled and other players are disabled. I only use the sounds as a means of information, right? I just want to know whether I am being attacked or not. That's just about it. A very useful strategy if you also like skill or a compound eye. I think those are worth a little bit. Yeah, let's just collect all this money over here, I suppose, and back downstairs. We're doing pretty good, actually. I think I remember those guys hitting us way harder, so we might be getting very lucky at this point. Let's see what's the EXP like over here. That's 12k EXP per hour right now. I think we didn't hunt them for long enough to make it a very good measure, but maybe if we can speed this up a little bit, maybe kill some bugs over there, we might actually make it to the next level if we go for like 2 hours or a little bit longer than that. Yep. Alright, so I think the last time we talked about anything, it was still before the winter update, right? And the winter update is now upon us, and we have the amazing Wheel of Destiny. So the thing with Wheel of Destiny, first of all, something that I absolutely despise, something that has been done for no reason at all, is, as you can see, you need to be promoted and have active premium time to use the Wheel of Destiny. That is so unnecessary at this point. The game is seriously unplayable without premium if you want to play seriously. The only people who go free account is pretty much just hobbyists who kind of miss that feeling or want to make a challenge or something like that. Them not granting the Wheel of Destiny to all players is kind of low, to be honest. Still, even if they did allow regular players, I mean free account players, to use the Wheel of Destiny, it wouldn't change much. Why? Because the wheel is kind of fucked. And yeah, sorry for my French, but I have a level 500-ish knight, a little bit below 500. Guess how far I was able to get within the wheel. Let me show you how the wheel works. So these are the first tier skills, right? These are second tier skills. These are even better skills of third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier, and here you have revelation perks, the best ones, the ones that you want to go for, right? If you have a revelation perk, it means you have maxed out the entire wheel, or at least one branch of the wheel. So guess how far I could get on a level 500 character. Yeah, I'm going to say it straight away because there's no use for any suspense. But I think I was able to get like all the way to the third level and not even max it out. So I can't really tell you how much you would need. Actually, I can tell you right now. You get one perk every single level starting from 51. So that's 50, that's 75, that's 100, 150, 200, and 250. I'm going to add those up in a second. Let's kill the Swarmer first. We don't want to have any downtime going since we are on a tight clock today. Let's get this guy 33 gold coins, and I keep clicking them for no reason. Alright, so as I was saying, right, the Wheel of Destiny, let's pull up a calculator. I don't want to give you guys incorrect information. 50 plus 75 plus 100 plus 150 plus 200 plus yeah, 250. You need to be at least level 825. No, I got that wrong. You need to remember that you only start getting those perks at level 51, right? So that's additional 50. So you need to be level 875 if you want to take a look at a revelation perk, right? And guess what? These revelation perks, they also have tiers. You can upgrade them thrice. There's also skills that you want to do a couple of times, and what I mean by that is within the wheel there are skills that have basically copies of themselves, right? There's, for example, this one, right? Augmented Chivalrous Challenge, and I think there's also an Augmented Chivalrous Challenge over there, right? So if you buy it once, then you get the first step of it, which is minus 20 mana cost. If you want to get the second one, the jumps to +1 additional target perk, you need to buy both of these. So yeah, maxing out anything within this wheel is a massive pain. Yep. So pretty much, I understand where they were coming from, right? We do have players that are currently around level 2000. If they made the wheel maxable too easily, they would just become instantly overpowered, right? They could probably buy every single perk, max them all out, and yeah, just overpower every single player, every single EXP spot. I get it. However, players that are not willing to spend their entire life, entire free time that they have playing Tibia exclusively, they simply never really stand a chance of maxing even a single skill. And look at those revelation perks, right? For example, Combat Mastery, that's probably one of those that you want. It increases the defense value of shields or your critical extra damage while wielding 200 weapons. A really amazing skill. However, 4% or 10, it doesn't really do that much. And at the third tier you get 12%. At the third tier it really starts to matter. My point is, these perks, if you want to max out a revelation perk, the best one, on a character, you're going to need at least something around level 1000 plus. I seriously don't think that's a good thing. You can either buy a character or, well, leveling some character to a level 1000. I'm not sure how many level 1000s are in the game already at this point. There might be more than it used to be 10 years ago, right? We already have level 2000 plus. But still, it's pretty outrageous, in my opinion, to make players even look at a skill wheel designed with such higher levels in mind. If they wanted to avoid overpowering players, rather than make it only viable for players of level 1000, right? Because that's only when you can begin playing around with the wheel. Why not make the perks obtainable, maxable around level 500? Because I think that is something everybody can reasonably get to if they really put their mind into it. Make it maxable at 500, but simply limit the amount of perks that you can do. You know, Tibia is a game that doesn't really have a maximum level, right? And that is something that has been, at the same time, a positive thing, but also a very negative thing for the game. The negative part of it is there is never really an end game. There's nothing you can do to reach an end game in this game. Because there is no end game, right? You can get the best gear, you can fight the strongest enemies, but the end game never appears really because there is no level cap. Normally MMOs work like this: you reach the level cap, you complete all the content, right? And then you wait for more content to appear, and depending on how much there is to do when you hit the level cap, yeah, it's usually once you hit the level cap the real game only begins. In Tibia there is no level cap, which means there is no moment of real game, really, is there? Yeah, exactly, there used to be some quests that we could consider endgame, but it's, well, it's fluid. Like with every other MMO, it is a normal thing for endgame to change and become adjusted to how far have the players progressed, right? Moving the endgame up is a natural thing, obviously. But in case of Tibia, in case of these particular updates, they have made the endgame incredibly high. Like, there isn't even a endgame with this wheel. If you want to max all the perks, I don't even want to do the math for it, but I'm going to guess it's something around level 3, maybe 4000, maybe even 5000. That's a lot of perks to be maxed. And yes, that is obtainable, but it is also so far away, so ridiculously hard to get, that it might as well be unobtainable. All the other MMOs, they have level caps, they have perks that you can play around with for free, the very same way this is done, but you can get them easily at some point, right? Getting all the perks is a natural part of the game, and then you get to do other stuff based on that endgame. I really don't like the direction Tibia really went with this skill of destiny, will of destiny, whatever. I was really excited for it as well. I thought it was a great idea when they were talking about the perks and stuff like that. I really had high hopes for it, but as you can see, a level 100 character can get their mitigation multiplier all the way up to, let me calculate that really quickly, that's 0.03 times 50. Yeah, they can get 1.5% less damage, right? These are such minuscule bonuses that I don't even want to talk about them at this point. There we go, 44 GP, why not? Yeah, you're right, reaching 1000 to 2000 really took us way less, but how many players are there that are currently at level 2000, right? How many players are there that are level 1000 plus? Let me actually check that, I'm sure there's a statistic somewhere. Oh, actually, aren't there simply statistics within the game? So let's go ahead. High scores. All game worlds, I believe is an option. If we go all the way up here, let's go. Yeah, I did not wish to press that button. There we go. All game worlds, experience points. Yeah, let's do experience points, I guess. Submit. Alright, so top players are level 2231. Let's see. Alright, there's at least 1000 players that are level 1191 or higher. Yeah, it's not a small number, but if we consider how many players there actually are, many of those accounts don't play. Some of those guys are people who own multiple characters. All in all, I seriously believe that they have done a big mistake with how very limiting that Wheel of Destiny is. I think you should be able to get all the perks way sooner. Yeah, it should be a part of the game, right? Not something that maybe some players will be able to get someday. Though then again, I guess I am a little bit biased since I never really go to a very high level. My mindset is still considers level 500 high, right? So maybe I'm just way too old for this. But at the same time, I think I am entitled to an opinion, right, as a player. So actually, let's see. So yeah, before we see, let's kill the Swarmer right here. Yeah, there we go. That shooting attack, it deals quite a lot of damage. Alright. So, fewer shooting attacks, please. There we go. And 60 gold coins. Yeah, we're just dropping it all over here. And then we can just browse field and see how many we would have made. And in the meantime, since our regeneration is doing pretty well, I need to lure some bugs over here. Bugs, there we go. I'm going to kill a bug and hide my life ring underneath, like I always do. It's a good trick. And then we can see how many perks a level 2k player has. Right, that's my mistake, should have done this, there we go. Alright, so first of all, let's see once more. All game worlds. Submit. Player with the highest level is 2231. Yes. 1231 minus 50. So that makes 2181 perk points. And we have already determined that. Implements, sure. Yeah, so level 1 of this perk is 250, and I believe upgrading it further is like 500 and then 1000. So upgrading a single skill, a single tree to maximum, right? Just going for a revelation perk. As far as I know, because it really doesn't... Oh, it says so right here. Stage 1 is 250, stage 2 is 500, stage 3 is 1000. So let's calculate over again. So it's like 50 plus 75 plus 100 plus 150 plus 200 plus 250 plus 500 plus 1000. Yep. 2325. And let's see once more, what was that top player again? All game worlds. Submit. A top player right now is 2231. So even the top level player cannot even currently. Wow, this is messed up. Even the top player cannot even have a single revelation perk to max out. Are they serious about this? I thought they maybe had like 2 or 3 already. No, they cannot even max a single one. So they designed this entire system around players that play this game as their day job. Are they serious right now? I mean, they didn't even design it around them. They made it so the third stage, the one that increases bonus to plus 20, the one that... Holy hell. Yeah, all those cool bonuses. Nobody has them yet. Nobody has a stage 3 revelation perk yet in Tibia. They created a system that even people who have been playing this game pretty much every day as a job, as a source of income, they aren't even able to complete. Yeah, you're probably right, but at the same time, didn't they overshoot it a little bit? Like, even if they made it 2 times as much points, right? Top players still would be at best be able to have not even 2 full revelation perks. You understand that, right? People who have been spending every single moment of their time playing this game as a job, as something they keep doing, right? Yeah, I don't even have words for this. This is beyond messed up. Holy hell. I mean, I hope my maths is correct here, right? But I don't see how it isn't. They really messed up at this point. Yeah, let's eat some cheese, I guess, but wow. I don't think there's anything motivating about playing a game in which you need to spend so much time and so much coins. Like, let's be serious for a moment. Those guys, those top level guys, I'm 100% certain they keep spending Tibia coins, right? It is profitable for them because they are streamers, they have an audience, they have sponsors probably. Like, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to assume anything about their income, but I'm quite sure that they wouldn't be doing it still if it weren't at least a slight profit for them, right? And those are the people who have been investing in the game, right? It's not even paying to play, paying to progress. They have been investing into the game, which is a very, very different magnitude of a word compared to, yeah, paying to play. So after even investing so much time and money into the game as to make it their main income and their day job, they still aren't even able to max out not even a quarter of a tree. Let's be serious here. The number that I gave you, that 2325, that's the level you need just to be able to max out a single revelation perk, assuming you only go through as little other perks on the way there as possible. If you want to have an entire branch like this maxed out, that's already probably upwards of 300-400 levels more. If you want to have 2 revelation perks maxed out, this is, yeah. We've been talking about this for a while now, but I still simply cannot comprehend what was going through their minds. They have designed another system that nobody ever is going to complete, right? I could somehow understand when they did the Exaltation Forge, right? The Exaltation Forge was supposed to be a money sink, it was supposed to be that endgame mechanic that isn't really endgame, you know, just in the spirit of Tibia, almost infinite. Getting maximum tier weapon indeed is almost a unachievable endeavor. But sure, technically possible. Maybe someday, if somebody puts in a lot of effort and time, they will be able to get a tier 10 item, right? Sure. But this is different because it's not a money sink of any case. It is just an incredibly high, needlessly demanding level cap that they have placed on a mechanic that otherwise would have been very fun. The perks that they came up with, other stuff that is involved within this update. Yeah, let's actually secure this one. We need it for longer. But you know where I'm coming from, right? It was supposed to be fun. It was something everybody was waiting for, and it turns out nobody at this point, nobody can even max out a revelation perk. There is so many things that majority of the players will never experience with this system that they have designed. So at this point, why design it at all? People who are willing to spend money on the game would still have an incentive, right? They would still be able to max out like second branch, maybe third branch, if they pay enough money, if they level themselves high enough. But at this point, not even the top players can max out a single branch. Empower high levels. Here's the thing though. They have already implemented an update soon before they tweaked, soon before they introduced the Wheel of Destiny. They have changed the amount of additional damage and healing you do thanks to your level bonus, right? You know what I'm talking about. Like, for example, a level 10 character, right, deals way less damage with the same equipment, with the same skills, than a level 100 character, right? Leveling up increases your melee damage, your ranged damage, your spell damage, your rune damage, your healing. Yes, leveling up gives you extra damage, extra everything, pretty much. That's why you want levels. So they changed it so that I think beyond level 500 or so, you wouldn't even get that much out of a single level as you used to. And the reason for that they gave us was high-level players would get way too powerful if they used these Wheel of Destiny along with the bonus damage and healing from leveling, right? They nerfed it, so I don't quote me on this, but it for sure happened. So anything beyond level 500, every level beyond level 500 gives you way less power than levels up to 500, something like that, something along those lines. For top players, it was a simple reduction in power, and now the system that was supposed to make up for that lost power apparently doesn't even do that, because they can't even max out a single revelation perk. When they did that, I thought it was a good sign, right? I thought, yeah, probably they are going to make it so top players are going to be like pretty much maxed out in the Wheel of Destiny, and us lower level guys will be able to at least get some good progress within one branch. I was hoping my melee paladin would be able to maybe unlock the first revelation perk on level 100. Well, that was a long shot, but I was thinking maybe if I level up to 200 I will be able to do something with it, right? But apparently no, because on level 200 I would at most be able to get yeah, a little bit of progress into one of the third tier skills. My god, this is so scuffed. Yeah, no other way to call this, but they botched it. Very, very bad decisions made based on... I don't even know what they based their decisions on in this case. Really, really bad show. Also, we're taking some heavy hits. I hope we don't need to slow the hunt down just to heal. Good news is we've been going 25 per hour, which means we should level up pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, if they looked at my gameplay at all, they probably decided not to ever implement something that I would want to partake in. There has been 0 updates in the last couple of years that I was able to use at all. I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Along with the Wheel of Destiny, they have also implemented the damage mitigation update, right? They changed the way damage is calculated. When you take damage and you're equipped with a weapon and a shield, when you have armor points, you not only gain basic armor, but also somehow damage mitigation is calculated. And damage mitigation reduces the damage that you take, not only physical, but also magical, from all sources pretty much. I think my knight that has like level 52, a very, very minor amount of damage mitigation, but with a shield, even if stepping on like a poison field, he already takes damage starting from 4 a turn rather than 5 a turn. It's not a very, very visible change, but it is a rework that emphasizes the use of shields, which have become pretty much a joke in Tibia community recently. Like, there was 0 upside to go using a shield. everybody was going two-handed and there was no other correct option, right? So yeah, every single character got slightly more powerful. Creatures have been buffed slightly as well in order to, you know, make up for the changes, because it will be a little bit too overwhelming, I suppose. Overall, I think they did a good job with that one. Damage mitigation works. The game didn't change so much that I would recognize it anymore. I do see that I am taking slightly less damage, especially in lower level areas. Shields matter a little bit more. Really nice, really good job. But the perks, well, I'd like to be able to say something about the perks other than, my god, nobody is going to use this, right? That's my biggest problem. It's not that they made those perks work wrong or something. They didn't make a mistake balancing those perks. They are simply unobtainable for regular players. Yep. So that's it about perks, I suppose. Not much more I can say. Let's see if there's another topic that we should discuss. So this character, right? I've already said what was happening, why there wasn't a stream for such a long time. RNG simply wasn't on our side. I was really hoping that I would just get to, you know, do the Hive for 2, maybe 3 days, get that EP drop really quickly and move on to the next thing. Sadly, it did not happen at all. There are other things that we could technically work on, but I'd rather do it in proper order, right? We still can go to like Crusader Helmet quest and get a better helmet going. We are going to need a better shield, but we cannot do that before we get EP. Let me look at the loot statistics for Swarmer once more. Yeah, so EP is apparently 1 in 234 kills. Even with the loot boost, the loot bonus, drop chance that they got us, it's going to be difficult. I didn't really check how hard it would be for us to reach the Hive proper, right? I mean, it might be even impossible if it requires some quests or something. We might be unable to reach those at all. I simply didn't look for it because I thought the outpost was going to be this godsend perfect area. And well, it is a godsend perfect area, except it doesn't really appear at all when we need it. Okay, please walk over here, bug, and die. Beautiful. Right. Do we risk it? Can we kill this? No. 2 swarmers already. That's way too strong for us. But yes, we definitely need to do something if we want to keep this character going. If not, then I will probably just start another streaming character that I had in mind. It's going to be a mage that can only deal damage with summons and fist fighting. No weapon in main hand, only summon damage. And the end goal, something easy like maybe obtain the Hat of the Mud or something like that. Yeah, I did not expect this challenge to be taking this long, but it always is the case when I plan something. I also have this side challenge that I mentioned a couple of times before, the guy that is locked to Maze of Lost Souls only. We talked about it for a moment. And yeah, I was hoping that challenge would take me like up to a month, maybe 2. But I've been on it for a long time now, and I'm nowhere close finishing at this point. Some of the grinds that I need to do, they They are like 100 hours plus for a single item that I'm not even going to need that much, but would simply want it for the completionist's sake, so yeah, it's going to be a long time before that one is done, but at least it is slightly enjoyable, so that's it. That's something that's going for it. Right, so Grey Beach without special access. Well, that's something that I will need to verify. Let's do it right now, honestly. Maybe I've been wasting my time this entire time. Maybe I could have been streaming on Grey Beach, but... There we go, Grey Beach. Choir Fang, yes. The only no way is by first traveling to Grey Island from Abdendriel, Edron, Venor, Russia, and going through the hole there. And what kind of enemies do we have there? Hive-born area, north ground level, starting from a crawler, ladybugs, splitters, swarmers. Well, technically there are swarmers in there, right? I would need to go and scout ahead with my strong character, because yeah, I'm not going to scout with this guy. He is going to get swarmed instantly, and probably not even by swarmers, but something much more dangerous. But I'm going to feel incredibly silly if it suddenly turns out I didn't even need to wait for the outpost. I mean, I still did kind of need a food source, and I don't think I can get one if I travel to Grey Beach, right? From what I can see, there's not really a single source of in there. Actually, there's calmaris in the deepling area, but I don't think if I can even reach those. They might be underground, right? Northern pike, fish, jellyfish, while calmaris drop shrimp. Well, I guess I'll look into it later. Hey, Vance. So you finally show up. You missed me ranting about the Wheel of Destiny for like almost an hour now. So that's something you might want to go back to. I have been incredibly coherent this time. I'm surprised at myself, actually, that I am able to keep sentences going and have them make sense at the same time for such a long time. There is no way for me to carry worms with me, I'm afraid. You can no longer put anything in the quiver slot, right? That is something we talked about a while ago, but the quiver slot is off limits, which absolutely fucking sucks. And yeah, I was thinking about worms and fishing as well, but it's not something I can do on this character. Even if I could somehow store worms somewhere, I cannot really bring a fishing rod over either. Oh yeah, sorry about that then. Say happy birthday to your mom from me. Yeah, don't do that really. She won't care even if you tell her, so... let me plop a life ring on instead, actually. Let's regenerate some of that magicka. Since we are almost out, and I would hate to have any downtime when hunting these guys. We don't have that much time to spare. Yeah, so everybody, I need you to challenge your energy. I mean, channel your energy to me. We really need that epi to drop as soon as possible, so that we can get over it and start working on something that's actually interesting. Will you now? Well, that's interesting. Let me know what she says later. Yeah, thanks, Miku. Thank you for joining me and take care until next time. Yeah, I have no idea why, but whenever I stream, my back starts hurting really bad. Like, Not even black like my shoulder. I do get this pain sometimes, but very rarely recently. But as soon as I started streaming again, it happened, so... Is it something about the way I sit when I stream? I don't think so. I don't think I am sitting in any way differently than usual. Very, very curious, honestly. Alright. There's a swarmer. Let's get it over with. Maybe this is the one. He does look rather promising, if I'm to be honest. You think so? Yeah, I don't think I'm stressed right now. I'm actually having a good time. Which is interesting. I didn't even want to stream today, honestly, but... A hive is a hive. I can't really afford to skip any. Well, unless the Grey Beach thing works out, right? If it turns out that I can easily hunt within Grey Beach, then hell, that'll be pretty bad, but at the same time relieved. Being able to stream anytime is going to be a huge help. Still, yeah, as soon as I saw this place, it was the first place that I checked. I knew it was going to be great. A single separated swarmer. Almost as if designed for me, but it turned out to be a trap all along. There goes some bugs. Let's get them over here. Hide that life ring underneath one of those. And there we go. And of course, let's collect the gold, see how much we got. Browse field. Well, definitely a bunch. It would have been nice to be able to collect this gold, am I right? Oh, and there goes another swarmer. About time, really. Okay, good hit again, and one more before he shoots. Nice. That was mostly without casualties on our side. Let's go ahead and pick up some cheese. Getting that cheese ready is honestly the worst part of farming in this place. I still have not discovered a better source of food, so all I do is just walk around and kill rats for a long time. Oh, hey man, the night legs aren't even a recent thing, honestly. I got them from, let me remember, what was the name of that boss? I think it's the tarantula boss, right? Hyde. So, that was an entire arc of its own, to be honest, to explain what I had to do to, to get there even. But, the way we did it was, obviously, I just did the task by killing tarantulas, which wasn't very difficult because I had life rings on me, which I could use, right? Hunting tarantulas with a life ring, with a plate set and a crystal sword. It's pretty much what you are supposed to do, right? That's how you hunt them. But, in order to reach the boss, we needed a shovel and a rope, which is not that very easy to get in Port Hope, because there is no creature that drops those items. And yeah, I had to go to a very specific place that is pretty dangerous to reach, especially on lower levels. And I had to drag those items, the rope and shovel, together all the way to a place that I could go to fight the boss, and then also be able to return, right? That was the worst part, probably. Being able to return is always the key component of every single hunt. And this character, since he cannot carry a rope, is kind of handicapped in that matter. But right now we are over here, we're fighting this single swarmer spawn that only appears when Hive Outpost daily world change is on. Sadly, Sakura is highly unlucky when it comes to this change. People keep saying that it appears every other day, but on Sakura it disappears for months. I think it has been over a month since we last saw the Hive Outpost on Sakura. So yeah, I can finally continue the streams. There goes the dude, and that's just 22 gold. And it would seem someone's going to occupy this place. Let's slap this life ring on again. Thankfully, nobody ever even cares for this single swarmer over here. The way I understand it, there's like some bosses inside of the outpost, but as you can see, looking at my map, I have never really been anywhere beyond this area. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, but let me know if you can hear the music in the background. It's like very quiet for me because I don't like it interrupting me, but I hope you guys can hear it well, but not too well either. Like, yeah. Nobody has been saying anything, so I assume it's mixed properly, but really, really hard to tell from my perspective. Yeah, we've been having some new arrivals in our guild lately as well. I feel like, especially... Okay, thanks for letting me know. Especially in the winter, people tend to play Tibia a little bit more. I mean, I also catch myself playing Tibia more when it's winter and autumn time. Right? I feel like it's just a natural migration of players or something. We crave a very grindy MMO every now and then, and it just so happens to be during the winter, usually. At least that's my working theory right now. Let me know if I'm not correct. Alright, I think our mana is looking good enough. Let's go ahead and find another bug so that we can use its body, cover the life ring, because we know how players are in Tibia. Somebody's either going to steal our 6 minutes life ring, or they're just going to throw it into the water just for the sake of it. There goes Swarmer. And there we go, killing again. Oh yeah, this one is set on dealing as much damage as it can. $27 gold. Isn't this the same amount of gold that we got last time? Let me see. No, it was 22, alright. 22 again. And 22 again. We seem to be getting 22 gold pretty often. Alright, so I don't know how many we have killed already. I don't think it tracks the kill, or maybe wait. Maybe there is some sort of tracker. Within the loot analyzer, perhaps? No. Impact analyzer? DPS? Types? No. Well, never mind, but I think we started with like 90, so we could have killed 16. Yeah, and that's not many. I hope it's more than 16. It's going kind of slow. I really need to go ahead and scout that other area, quite frankly. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. And we're almost out of life rings. I mean, the life rings that we brought along for this trip, I still have a bunch in my depot. But it would seem that very soon I will need to go and hunt deeplings again. Yeah, the prey cars aren't going to last very much. Hunting analyzer. Oh, there we go. We killed 21 swarmers, alright. Very, very nice. Barely any more than I thought that we did, but it is just how it is. Honestly, I think I have gotten way more patient ever since I started doing that Maze of Lost Souls challenge very seriously. Because that challenge is incredibly slow. Pretty much every single creature in the maze respawns for about 7 minutes, and there's a ton of creatures that I need to hunt separately. There are like one or maybe two spawns of very isolated, in very isolated areas that I can't really easily reach, so I can't even make it a part of a route in there. So all I can do is sit there and wait for something to respawn for like 7+ minutes. I did get lucky with some spawns, well, not really lucky, it was just a matter of proper exploration. I did not really expect that, but it turns out many similar creatures, despite seemingly being quite apart, are actually pretty close to each other. That's a very weird thing that I've realized about the maze. For example, if there is a dragon, right? Chances are there is more dragons nearby. You just need to know which path to take, which is not easy really. But once you explore enough, then you're able to figure it out. Same goes for giant spider. I've been camping a single giant spider that I remembered where it was from way before, when I still explored the maze for the first time. And I kept hunting this single giant spider, right? And in order to save money on the hunt, I am not hunting it head on, right? So I'm not just standing there taking hits and exchanging hits with it. Also, what is this? I don't remember this track. Just in case, I'm going to skip it, because I'm not sure if it is royalty free or not. Yeah, but back to the topic. So I'm not hunting the giant spider regularly. I'm actually casting the inflict wound spell, because the giant spider spawns pretty much next to the ladder. So what I do is I cast the inflict wound and then I go up the ladder. Since giant spiders don't heal, it's only a matter of time for the health to trickle down. And yeah, it is a very slow and tedious process. It's like I need to recast it 3 times and wait for it to trickle down to pretty much 1 damage per turn. Yeah, so killing a giant spider is probably like 10 minutes or so, maybe even more, depending on how much attention I'm paying. So I've been doing that for a while, and then suddenly I realized that actually there is another giant spider in the area, and it's not even that far away. So yeah, whenever I feel more active I can hunt 2 of those, I suppose. But at the same time, ever since I discovered that, I thought to myself, well, this is going to go faster. Yeah, big chance. I feel way too lazy to even hunt properly at this point. My gameplay has amounted to camping a single enemy in a single spot for so long that I don't even feel comfortable walking around when hunting, right? I just wait for something to respawn and hunt it very slowly. I thought I was going mad when I was farming the Black Knight, but that Maze of Lost Souls character is pretty much Black Knight except all the time. Oh, a small emerald, that's really nice. Now the compound eye is a regular eye, we made a little iris in it. Yeah, but back to the topic, so yeah, I am actually not even hunting properly anymore. What you see here, imagine doing this like all the time in Tibia, waiting for a single creature to respawn, except 6 times as long, probably. I think this guy was like, what, 2 or 3 minutes? Yeah, so it's actually like 2 or 3 times as long, but still counts. Yes, but at the same time, it's much chiller, so... maybe that's what I want from games nowadays. So, does anybody play Pokemon in here? There's this new Pokemon game that just came out. Well, not really just, I think it was in the middle of November, something like that, maybe the beginning of November. In any case, really good game, quite frankly. Like, people are criticizing it pretty heavily because of some visual bugs, some minor problems with performance, and I get it, right? You probably want a completely finished, perfect product if you're buying a AAA game, but when was the last time a company has created a AAA game that was actually ready on release? Not even the universally praised Elden Ring was even remotely ready to be played on PC, right? Sure, it worked on consoles, but for PCs it was a nightmare. I don't think it is even feasible anymore to expect a game to be completely ready. And I've grown to quite a lot of patience for games messing up like that. And Pokemon has really surprised me this time. Like, I didn't spoil myself pretty much at all, so I didn't really know what to expect. I just wanted to try a new Pokemon game. The last one I played was Sun and Moon, and it's really good. The open world that they made, this little bit of story that they implemented, really well written. It's really fun to go through. So if anybody here is considering playing new Pokemon, then I can definitely recommend it. I just so happened to be sick around the time the game released, and yeah, I'm really glad I had something to do when laying in bed, playing on my Switch, of course, for long hours. Really cool stuff. So I've been wondering, since we're still around here, discovering things, I think there's like a Beholder cave somewhere around here, right? I seem to remember there being some. And as far as I remember, there's regular Beholders as well as Elder Beholders. Maybe we could try and go for Beholder helmet on this character, though it's not very good, so I don't think that's what we are going to go for. When it comes to the shield, I think I'm going to go and drop the Griffin shield from a quest, of course, but we are going to need some shield before we go there, because it's quite a dangerous area. Oh, was that so? Yeah. Quite frankly, I haven't really been able to get into a game at all recently. Like, I've bought the Splatoon 3, I've bought some strategic games, I think it was Victoria 3. Many different games, but somehow I just don't have the motivation to play them really. The Pokemon game was pretty much the first title in a long time that I actually cared to go through and got involved, you know, slightly more than just finish the story and laid off. So yes, I'm really glad that I picked it up. It has pretty much a little bit of everything that you want from a game like this. I think the system for shiny hunting, well, it's not the best. I think the best shiny hunting system they ever had was in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Once you set your Pokemon properly, it was just a matter of time before you got a shiny Pokemon, and it wasn't that tedious. Excuse me, I feel like shiny odds are way higher now when the game is open world and at any given time there's multiple Pokemon, right? it's not a 1 in 4000 whenever you have an encounter, because there's no encounters. There's overworld Pokemon, everywhere you go you always see a couple at least in your area. So yeah, chances of running into a shiny way higher. And there's also other ways of increasing those chances, so... If you want a shiny Pokemon, it won't even take you like half an hour to get one, quite frankly. So once I have the energy, I might even go for a full shiny Pokédex. There's this one other thing that they started doing with Pokemon recently when... I think it started with Sword and Shield, right? They wouldn't include all the Pokemon into the games, you know. Over all these years, they have created so many. There's like over 1,000 easily, I believe. Well, I might be wrong, but still a large amount of Pokemon in the game. Definitely would need to check. But they never include all of them anymore. For example, in this part, they only included like 4,000. Technically, it's, 400, yeah, not 4,000. Technically, there's 405, because there are some Pokemon that they have added as a, like, event or something. There's the Charizard family, and there's also the Galarian Meowth obtainable, but I guess it technically counts as a regular Meowth. Yeah, but still, a very limited amount. And to be honest, I think I like that idea. Because what this change does is, maybe you don't get to use your favorite Pokemon in every single title, right? So I guess that's why some people are annoyed by it. But at the same time, it is finally possible, especially thanks to the online play. It is finally feasible to obtain every single Pokemon and finish the Pokédex in the game without having to resort to, you know, transferring Pokemon from older games, trading for like thousands of years for like some rare Pokemon that you can't really get anymore. I think it's a step in the right direction. Regional Pokédexes, I really like them. And it's way easier to get them all shiny as well. Yeah, when it comes to Generation 2, I honestly didn't know what a shiny was, really. Like, obviously, I did run into that red Gyarados, right? Everybody did. It's a fixed encounter. But I didn't know that there were going to be other shiny Pokemon as well. And I remember exploring around, checking places that I couldn't reach before, once I unlocked one of those Rock Smash moves. And I went into the Union Cave, was it, I think? One of the caves, in any case, that you can reach like really early, but you can't really pass through it unless you get the Rock Smash ability. So I finally make my way through that place, and behind some weird rock, I think, I get an encounter. Wow, another emerald. That's probably rare. I get an encounter, and it is a green Zubat. And I was completely certain that it was also a fixed encounter, just like with the Gyarados. But apparently not. As it turns out, it was one of those, you know, natural, incredibly rare encounters. Somehow, I'm even glad that it was a Zubat. It's such a dumb Pokemon. And in Gen 2 it already was capable of evolving into the Crobat, so all the better. Yeah, but I really enjoy hunting for those incredibly rare, slightly different colored Pokemon. What really annoys me though is whenever they make a shiny Pokemon not even that different from the regular form. I think one of the worst perpetrators of this crime is Galarian Farfetch'd. My friend caught one in Pokemon Go the other day, and quite frankly, if not for the fact that it was marked with a star, right, indicating that it is shiny, I wouldn't be able to spot a difference. And I am not as colorblind as most men. Like, I do recognize colors when there's slight differences, but this is like beyond similar. It's almost identical. What's the point of having a shiny Pokemon if the colors are going to stay mostly the same? Like, do something crazy, and it's not like they are averse to doing something crazy, right? We've already had like blue Pokemon becoming completely pink, gray Pokemon becoming gold. They aren't afraid to do dumb shit, so why are there Pokemon that don't even change their color scheme all that much? There we go. More gold. One of the new Pokemon in the newest generation, it's called Mousehold. Its pre-evolution is called, I think it's... Tandemouse, yes. So it's just a bunch of mice, basically. They kind of look like stitched together patchwork toys. Really cool Pokemon, it's actually quite viable in PvP. But the problem is, it's one of those dumb shiny once more. Like, I wanted to use one in PvP, and obviously if you're going to be using them online, you probably want to go for a shiny so that everybody envies you, right? At least that's how I feel. Whenever I'm going to be using something, I want it to look good. So I look at what does the shiny Mousehold look like, and it was identical once more to the original thing. Like, the only difference is, I think they have this very light hint of a clothing on them, on the sprite, and yeah, that hint, that tiny shade that's different on them, that is shaped vaguely like a clothing, it's slightly lighter when it's shiny. It's unnoticeable. Oh yeah, I mean, maybe that's the problem though, Vance. You don't even play a game properly. Like, you got the Arceus, you didn't really get into it, you started Fire Red at the same time. Maybe you should just focus on a single thing. Give something an honest try. Alrighty then. How many did we kill so far? Let's see. Hunting session analyzer 28. How long are we going to go today? I'm not sure, honestly. I think I'm going to kill maybe one more on stream. I need to be going soon, but I'll be able to play some tomorrow probably. But that won't be on stream. Yeah, that's another thing that I determined I should do. Since this is such a rare occurrence that these guys spawn, I'm going to be farming some off stream. Of course, I'll be recording it all, and if I get any good drops, I'll just be able to stream it at the beginning. I know it kind of sucks for the live sort of thing, but yeah, as you can see, it's just not really doable at this point. It's not even a rare item, it's 1 in 200, it should drop pretty quickly, but since we can't do it whenever we want, it becomes very troublesome. Well, you know once what they say, not being able to finish is a problem. Especially when you get older. Alright, so let's make it a final swarmer. I'm going to slap this life ring on already. Getting ready for it to appear. My throat is getting sore as well. I haven't been speaking this much for a long time, so I should finally start getting some practice in. I didn't get to speak much in the recent couple of weeks, in fact. Yeah, so final swarmer. Who knows, maybe we get epi. If we do, well, I can't really keep streaming much longer than that, but we might even go ahead and do the Griffin Shield quest or something. Or maybe get ourselves a shield that we are going to go to Griffin Shield with. As for what that shield is going to be, I think we're just going to grab a Dwarven shield. I think it's the easiest one to get for us. It has decent defense and won't take like 10 hours, you know. We just want anything so that we can slap it on and instantly replace it with something better. Unless something else comes to mind. Later. Come on, epi. No, that's not an epi. That's just some gold. Well, that's a shame, but that's all the time we have for today, I'm afraid, so why did I bother hunting for like 200 pieces of cheese if I was only going to use 30? Please don't ask me such questions, it's not even productive at this point. Yes, so let's make way to the city, and in the meantime, thanks for joining me today, guys. Like I said, I'm sorry I cannot stream for longer today. I really wish I could have spent the entire night grinding away, but it's just a very unfortunate moment that the Hive spawns at every single time. If it were yesterday, I could have gone for the entire night and we would have been done with it. Today is pretty much the only day this week that I'm not able to spend as much time as I want. Well, tomorrow would be even worse. Yeah, but anytime this week. Vance, I believe I did ask you not to ask this question, but the answer is I simply stood here AFK and pressed rats every now and then. Yeah, so once more, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hopefully there will be more streams coming soon. Not next week though, definitely not tomorrow, but after I'm back from my trip, I'll do my best to do some streaming for you. Well, not even for you, I also find it quite entertaining myself. Still, enough rambling. Once more, I think it is the 4th time today, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Take care.